Hello, hello, everybody. All right, looks like we are live. Hang tight. I got it. I got yet another new setup here, so bear with me as I try to make sure this is going to work right without tipping the whole thing over. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to SoulPet, everyone. I almost forgot to press go live because I'm so busy reading everybody's comments that I can't wait to get to. So let me know that you can see and hear me okay. Just give me a little thank you. Awesome. That's all I need is those little hearts to let me know. Fun topic tonight. We are going to talk about kind of reincarnation, but not exactly reincarnation. So for those of you who are watching for the very first time, and for those of you who are watching me for the 74th time, thanks for being patient with me while I do a quick intro. For those who are catching this for the very first time, my name is Elaine. You know me as the Animal Reiki Lady. I'm an animal Reiki master, animal chaplain, animal medium, and this channel, Soul Pet, is dedicated to all of you who have been through the loss of an animal companion. We have an awesome community here. I believe that Charlie, who is new to the group tonight, has seen just how cool our community is here. We have a wonderful group of people who support each other wherever you happen to be on your journey of grief after the loss of an animal companion. We share all kinds of things here. I love to share beautiful tips for helping us heal and work through and navigate all of that grief and the emotions that come along with that, the emotions that catch us off guard. But I also like to take a little trip down the rabbit hole, and we do some hairy-fairy woo-woo stuff. So, and that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight, but a fun activity that I have planned for you. So what I like to do at the beginning of these live streams is to greet all of our channel members, welcome y'all, and I will go through all your names in just a moment, and also answer any questions that have come up between last week and this week. So if you are a channel member, or even if you're not, and you've got a question, you can go ahead and post it, and we will try to answer for you tonight. But if you're not the kind that really likes the flow of a live stream, you can scroll right ahead a couple of minutes while we answer and while we talk all these questions and say hello to each other. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to scroll back to the top, and then there always reaches a point where the comments go too fast for me to keep track, and I don't have like a moderator or anything. It's me, myself, and I. So when that happens, if I miss a comment, we can always pick it up again later, or you can always put my name in capital letters, Elaine, check my comment. And we'll see if we can get to that. But let's begin with, and then, we're going to do a special reading tonight. I was able to set some time aside this afternoon to sit with Pudge and Pat, that this is going to be for you. And we'll do that in a little bit. I might do that first, just because it's a good lead in to what we're going to talk about tonight. And that is, what if our animal companion is more than we remember? What if it's more than we could even imagine? And I'm going to try to take you to a place where you can see what your animal companion looks like right now. But we'll get there in just a minute. So I'm really thirsty this afternoon. Always keep my water handy. All right, let's start with Pat. Always has some great questions for us to start with. First, let's say hello to everybody. Pat, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Sharon, good to see you here. And Kali, awesome to have you here as well. Z, great to see you here. Dana, welcome from New Zealand, right? New Zealand. And then there was me, Canada. We're really going international here. Sharon. Oh, so Kali has some good questions. I'll make sure that I go back and check those out. And Donna, Donna must have signed on just as I said hi to Dana. And Cheryl, good to see you too. All right, so we said hello to all of our beautiful channel members. And then if I missed anybody, I will be sure to say hello to you at some point. And then we welcome the Ella. Hello, Ella. And hello, Jody. Oh, I missed Jody. Hey, Jody. And new for the first time, I think, is Charlie. So Charlie, this group of this community is just wonderful in offering support and virtual hugs to anyone who's gone through this experience. And hopefully you'll get some cool information tonight. So let's look at questions. Feel Logan visits me as a bird, a squirrel, a butterfly, even a gecko. Yeah, he's with me indoors, but also by the use of clocks and visuals, like a picture of a bulldog, an article. That is part of why I connected with Pudge today. Exactly that, Pat. I was in, two things happened. The first was I was at our little community pool here, and there was a woman named Hunter, and that's an unusual name, but it stuck with me. Like, like it immediately brought to mind a bulldog, and I have no idea why, but the name Hunter, but it was a woman. And then I met a woman today named Sydney, and also not a common female name, but Sydney couldn't stop talking about bulldogs, two bulldogs in particular, a brother and a sister. These two were couldn't stop talking about these two bulldogs, and I knew right away that like Pudge was like, Elaine, time for our reading. So I made some time this afternoon and sat down with Pudge. So I can't wait to share that with you. But when they crop up like that, when something comes into your experience, usually through your senses, but it can be through anything, electronics, nature, things that an article that you happen to be reading, a TV show that you happen to be watching. Those are all ways that our animal companions can get right through to us. What they're trying to do is get our attention. And once they have our attention, then we can start to ask what it is they want us to know, ask for the information they're looking to share with us. Even if it's just that I just wanted to hang out with you today. I just wanted to kind of hang with you and let you know that I'm here. Sherry, I can't wait. I believe my beagle was a Chihuahua mix from your childhood. At 100% possible. We're going to talk about all of the possible scenarios because the answer is yes. Yes, possibly. Yes. But we'll get to that in a sec. Your Australian, Anatolian Shepherd was a wolf with me in another lifetime. All right. Sounds wild saying it out loud. Yeah. When we start to say these things out loud, initially they sound to us like, oh, we're hopping on the crazy train. But the truth is, if we feel these things, we're feeling them for a reason. And sometimes people feel them, but they don't want to admit it to themselves that that's what they're feeling. They like we keep it inside. Like I didn't talk about this stuff for the longest time. I'm thinking that people would think I'd gone around the bend, which they did, but in the end, it didn't matter. So yeah, we don't discount any of that, Sherry. I hope that when I cross over, we will see each other the way that we were here on Earth. I'm sorry, guys. I tweaked my knee, and I've got to be really careful how I sit. And that came up with Pudge too. Something came up. My knee has been. I've had a little flare up of something that I don't know what it is. I'm going to go seek out acupuncture. But whenever it flares, I also take that as a sense that there's somebody trying to come through to me. That you'll see each other the way that you were on Earth. You absolutely can. But I'm going to show you how to see them right now. As a human and a dog, perhaps you would be the dog and Logan would be the human. We as humans, especially men, are visual by nature. Yeah. Okay. We want to visualize things, not use our imagination. Oh, and I don't know that that's whether it's a masculine or feminine trait, or if there's some other reasoning behind that. There are some people who are very, very visual, others who are not visual. For the longest time, I could not visualize. I couldn't visualize. Things would pop into my mind, or I couldn't visualize the thing that the instructor was leading us to visualize. So I don't think that that's necessarily a problem. But so if you're visual, then use that sense and allow the things to come through you through your eyes. Use your eyes, which is your clairvoyance, your clairseeing. Right? Did I get that right? Clairvoyance? Whatever the one clear sight. Use that as your guide for receiving messages. Confirms to you all the time that he's there. All the time. They will always tell us that they're there. Charlie, I'm gonna come back to your comment in just a second. I love the part about being awakened. More and more people. That's where the conversation today with the person named Hunter went. Completely unexpected, complete stranger started talking in a 20-something who started talking about the number of people, herself included, that are going through an awakening. So that's kind of cool too. Sherry, make sure I didn't miss anything. Start each day by telling my soul pets and soul family how much I love it. Me too. Me too. I talk to them all the time, not just at the start of the day. I talk to my soul pets and soul family all the time. It's just like, because it's not just a belief. I know that their soul and their essence is still part of my existence. I happen to be the one who's still stuck here in the physical, but we still have a relationship and I'm able to connect with them. Charlie, I believe all of us. Oh, Sherry, you're so right that all of us animals, they opened the door for me. Most of you know that I left my corporate job of 35 years. I was a total type A corporate control freak. And the animals just kind of, when they got their little foot in the door, wide open, and there was no turning back. So they were definitely responsible for my awakening. Uh, don't forget to hit like. Thank you, Kali. That's so sweet. Thank you for that reminder. Kali's my moderator tonight. Um, if our soul pet comes back, do they know that they're back? Let me add that to my questions. Do they know that they are back? Oh, I already wrote it down. So that was the comment I was on when I realized that I was paying no attention to the time. um, I'm just going to scroll super fast. I would love to know the journey I shared. Oh, Dana, what journey did we share? We'll talk about that and how you can find out what that journey was. I mean, what that journey was. Um, Sherry, did you do something with your hair? Thank you so much. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had my hair done. I have been, this is completely off topic, but maybe not. I have been wanting to just go completely natural. I want to just be me. I want to see what I look like at this point in my life. And I went to my stylist today and said, that's what I want. And she said, I can help you. Let me naturally get you to where it is that you think you want to be. And this is what she did. So yeah, she did a really nice job. She did a nice job. So thank you for noticing, Sherry. I appreciate it. It'll be a couple of weeks till my hubby notices, I'm pretty sure. um, and all right, I think that's it for the questions. I am asking to receive a message and see them in my mind in a way to comprehend them. I'm sorry, dog hairs. That's also, yeah. Do they feel grief and long for us again? On the other side, they do not feel grief. There's no grief, but I'll add that to my list of questions for tonight. No grief for pets on the other side. There is not. They don't take any suffering. They don't take any trauma. They don't take any grief. They also don't take any memory of those things. So they don't go back to, they don't cross over to the other side and then say, I'm just so irritated that my mom didn't do this or that or the other thing. Does not happen at all in any way, shape, or form. So there's no grief, but we'll talk a little bit more about it. I know you've been having a tough time lately. Been thinking of you. Isn't that nice, Kali? Thank you so much. Do they feel sad when we are sad? No, nope. Our animal companions who are presently with us in the physical, they mirror our emotions back to us. So they will, if you've got an animal companion currently sharing your space, they may, not always, but they may mirror back to you any of the emotions that you're feeling. They do feel that. And animal companions left here on this side of life also feel grief. It's not nearly as deep as our grief. They generally don't go into the kind of depression unless we project that onto them. They generally heal a little bit quicker because they instantly know that they're still connected. But we'll come back to that, Charlie, and see if I can answer that a little more fully for you. All right, so that looks like all of the questions. And if I've missed anything, point it out to me. Let's take a drink. I'm going to do the reading for Pudge right now. So these are little mini readings. They're short. What I do is sit down in a meditation. I look at a picture of your animal companion and I ask them to come through to me. That's all I do. I hold them in my heart. I invite them. I don't just ask. I invite them. I let them know we've got a really cool space here that we can share their message with if they've got something they want to say. And I just sit with them and let them share things with me. I try to use my senses like I just described to you. So I try to use all of my senses. Do I see something, hear something, taste something out of the ordinary? I love to use the example that I was doing one of these I haven't done these live like this in a long time. I've been recording them. I was doing one of these little readings when it was April 1st of last year. That's how clearly I remember it. Then in a clear blue sky and the snow just dropped out of the sky. It just started to snow while the sun was shining. And that had relevance to the live reading that we were doing. So I try to use all of my senses, but mostly I go inside and I just open my heart. I allow my heart to be my cell phone and I ask them to send me the message in a way that I can interpret. And I think it might have been Dana who wants to receive that kind of a message. I ask for it in a way that I can understand. Sometimes the things are clear, sometimes they're not clear. Sometimes I will just write everything. So everything that came through from Pudge in this little session, I wrote down, and we decide whether or not it makes sense to us. And if it doesn't make sense, then we just kind of like put it on the back burner and know that at some point it's going to make sense. Donna has a classic example of that when we did a reading for her beautiful baby. It was like 2 weeks after the reading that it clicked what the message was that we were being sent. Okay, but I digress. So let's do this little reading for Pudge. The first thing I want to share is that the reason I sat down this afternoon was because of Hunter and Sydney. So Pat, I don't know if those names mean anything to you, but those two women with more masculine names that came through, and that Sydney could not stop talking about two bulldogs. That was like a big clue. The sound of kids on bicycles. Now, the information that came through from Pudge came through in no particular order, just the very last piece that I asked. It came in no particular order. In fact, I even wrote down here that this was very random, and I don't know why the information was coming through in such a random way, almost like ADHD. Now, I don't have that, and I don't have children that have that, but I know people who do. So that attention deficit, right? And there's another name for it also. But that's kind of what I sensed, that there was a randomness to the way the thoughts were coming through, and that there's a purpose for that. So I'm not sure if that hits home at all, Pat, with anything. But that's exactly how the information came through. So the sound of kids on bicycles, and then an image of Bigfoot. Seriously, sometimes these images, when I first started this, I would have never said that. I would have never said that I saw an image of Bigfoot, because I would have thought that's ridiculous. Now I know better than to hold anything back. So whether or not it makes sense, you get it unfiltered. An image of Bigfoot. Do you guys watch Bigfoot shows? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, do you watch those documentaries that talk about finding Bigfoot in the woods? That's the sense I got. So, okay. I also got something going on with Pudge's. So I asked for like some little piece of evidence to confirm that this is Pudge coming through. I got a snuffling sound, but because of his butt, like, you know how dogs will sometimes lick their butt anyway, but this was something very specific. There was a snuffling sound, licking his hiney, expressing himself. So whether there was something going on with his anal glands, again, I don't know that I would have shared that in the past, but there you go. We're going to talk poop. Something going on with his anal glands. Pudge, a big teddy bear, Care Bear. Big teddy bear, Care Bear. That's what came through. Harry Potter. Then instantly, Harry Potter. That just the name popped into my mind. Harry Potter. Bow-legged knees. That's when I thought that perhaps the flare that I'm feeling in my knee today, there was something about bow-legged knees. And I know that with the particular breed of dog, Pudge is a bulldog, with the particular breed, there might be issues there, but this was very specific with the term bow-legged. And I'll go back and check any comments that you have in just a second. I don't want to, that's the other thing I try, even when I do these like face to face, I try not ever to look at the person, because I don't want to have any kind of, I don't want to be influenced. Like, I don't want to be biased by that. So bow-legged knees, daisies, and from bow-legged knees, we went to daisies and a bear up a tree. And that's when I thought these are so random. And I wrote this down, random, like ADHD. And then easily distracted, pee on a rock. So we got bodily functions going on with Pudge. That's the message that's coming through with Pudge. And this is going to lead right into our talk about pets in the afterlife, and pets and past lives. Sorry, pets and past lives. So in life, all of these things that he was showing me have to do with when he was physically present in life. Now he showed himself to me. I moved my head. I got a new camera too, guys. And it moves when I move. Let's see if I can move it back. Okay, we're good. As a raccoon, that he comes and visits. Okay, it's very odd when a camera tries to follow you around the room. When Pudge comes to see you in the physical now, it's as a raccoon, and he visits regularly. This raccoon visits regularly. And so when I saw the image of a raccoon, the first thing I did, Pat, was go to that the spirit animal deck of cards and pull the raccoon card. And this is what the raccoon card said. That the raccoon is a very generous friend, that the person who receives the message from this card is a very generous person and a generous friend, and that the raccoon inspires you to create, inspires creation through art or music. But then I got a sense that it wasn't through art or music, that it is about some, what would I call it? Craftsmanship, like woodworking or metallurgy or some kind of craftsmanship is what Pudge will inspire you or help you through, or if there's a block there preventing you from doing that, something that's stopping you from being that person. And not you, I know this is what Pudge is for your son. But there's something about that kind of creativity, like a really deep, if like a carpenter, like a natural born carpenter is drawn to wood. That's how I felt about this when I looked at the raccoon card. So that's the information that Pud shared with me today. So now I'm going to go check the comments to see what you say. Scroll down to see if there. Oh, I don't see. Okay, I don't see anything. I don't see anything from Pat's comments. Okay, so Pat. Oh, that was Logan. Who was Logan? All right, hang on. We're going to scroll back up. I might have gone too fast. Hi, Robbie. How are you? We'll come back to your comment, Z, in just a second. I was looking for Bigfoot, maybe a reference to Harry and the Hendersons. I feel like this is a reading for a pet who crossed some time ago. Oh, I don't know. Harry and the Hendersons. If there was something, I mean, it's highly possible, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm talking about your dog. That happens too. There are many times when things that come through are reflections of all of us here. When I do these live and you've all got your animal companions on your mind, things pop out of my mouth that I don't expect, or things come out of my mouth that I wrote down, but they're meant for someone else. Happens all the time. We don't have the person on here, I don't think, who it happened for. Can't remember. Milo. It was a dog named Milo, and there were 3 different dogs named Milo, and every single one of them came through in that message. Okay, so I am Pat. Thank you. Logan was the snow day. Oh, Logan was the snow day. That's awesome. Okay, very cool. Very cool. They could be for other pets. Nothing there was pockets. Okay. So we'll see. We will absolutely see what comes through. If there's anybody else that resonates with. Sometimes, as happened with Bear, right? I didn't find out for weeks who Bear was when Bear came through for a particular reading. Okay. So what does this lead us to? It leads us to have our animal companions been with us all our lives? And I get these questions frequently. I get these questions from random people who watch different videos. I get them from clients. I get it from students. I get it from my beautiful community here. I get the same kind of questions. So it is questions like, will my pet look the same if they come back? Will they remember me? How will I know them? How will I recognize them? Do they come back as different species? Have we been together in other lifetimes? Those are a lot of the common questions that come through. And I'm going to try to not just answer the questions, but really get you to a place where you can know what your animal companion's essence is like right now, so that you can see them. And then what journey did we share? You can share all of these questions. These are beautiful questions. Got more notes here. Excuse me. All right. I'm getting distracted by comments. So let's, I wish I could close them. I don't know how to close them though. Or I would just for the moment. I felt Gary less since Earl came around. I've never considered getting a puppy, but something led me to him. So that's a clear sign. We cannot, there are other people who feel that. There's recently there was somebody who just adopted another puppy Collie, it wasn't you, just adopted a puppy and said, I had no intention of bringing it. It was a cat. I had no intention of bringing home the cat, but here's the cat. Anyway, so these are beautiful questions, but they are rooted in our human experience, in our physical experience. When we think about reincarnation, we think about life here on earth in the physical. We think about, could we have been Joan of Arc, and was I somebody's cat, or was that cat always with me? Was that dog always with me? Have we gone on different journeys together? Were we at one time Native Americans and it was a wolf who walked by my side? Was it an eagle who always flew over me? What was the relationship and what was the journey that we were on? Because we want to know more about our past lives. We ask those questions often because we want to know if it's always been a partnership. So myself and Jack and Lucy always walking down the path together. I get a sense that Jack and Lucy, my two dogs that crossed to the other side, I get a sense that they were horses by my side, that there was a white horse and a black horse, and the two of them walked side by side with me. And that's just the sensation that I receive. But that's about a physical sensation. It's about what body did we inhabit in the past, and what did we look like? So what I'd like to do is say that our soul, it's not a body. Our soul it's pure energy. It's pure loving energy. That's what our soul is. Our soul doesn't have legs. Their soul doesn't have a tail. Their soul, when they cross to the other side, we love to visualize them that way. We love to visualize their tail wagging. And when they send us signs, that we will recognize here in the physical. So we feel them jump on the bed. We hear them drink out of the toilet. We hear the little nails clicking on the floor. Or they do something like send a sign through the clouds or through the TV or show up in a magazine. They do different things to get our attention in the physical, but really, if we were to look at them, if we could see them right before our eyes, they would not look like they did in the physical here. Here on Earth, the energy organizes itself in a way that we have all agreed is what it is what it is. So the energy that is everything everywhere organizes itself in a certain vibration, and that vibration then becomes a dog, a cat, a butterfly, a snake, a person, a woman, a man, a child, anything at all. That's how the energy organizes itself. And that's what we recognize because that's what we're familiar with. So when our animal companions send us a sign, they use what we are familiar with. But when we transition out of our body, so I'm going to use humans as an example. Let's use my dad. When my dad transitioned out of his body, he did not, he no longer had the arms and legs and hair, and he didn't walk away. Went immediately into spirit, into beautiful, beautiful spirit. When I see him in my mind, I see him as I knew him. I actually see him as his younger self. But his energy really is something totally different. Totally different. Now, I did a little exercise like this. I'm going to take you guys through two little exercises. Oh, geez. Now, when you wiggle your fingers in this camera, it does something. So I should keep my hands to myself, apparently. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys can still see me. There's an X to the right side of the vertical dots. I don't have it. I think that there should be as well, but I don't have that X. Anyway, that's okay. I'm going to keep scrolling down. You can also pop out the chat and it will be its own separate window. Okay, we'll do that next time. Next time I'll play with that. Where was I? Oh, taking you through two exercises. The first exercise is to get to see yourself and what your soul looks like, so that you can get an understanding of what it is you're going to be like, what you're trying for when we do the exercise with our animal companions. And I call it the dry erase exercise. It's called the dry erase exercise. And then we're going to get to answering some of those questions once I take you through this. If you have a pen and paper and you wanted to write down whatever you see, or you don't have to, not by any stretch of the imagination, you'll probably remember. But if there was something that you wanted to write down, you could write it down. But otherwise, I'm going to take you through these two activities, and then we'll answer the questions about, like, will my pet look the same? And what body will they return in? So if you're in a place where you can, if you're Pegasus, interesting, Charlie, that just caught my attention that you called him Pegasus. That I was inspired. I changed up the whole, like, little thumbnail that I use for my videos, and because I wanted to give an example of what our animal companions might come back as. So they might have come back not just as the dogs and cats and horses that we think of, but as Pegasus. There's a Pegasus down in the corner, as a tiger, as a wolf. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be those. I just thought that those were kind of catchy. So interesting that I picked that Pegasus. So here's what I want you to do. If you're in a place where you can, it's only going to take a minute. If you're in a place where you can, I want you to sit down and relax. Just sit down and relax. And if you're not in a place where you can close your eyes, don't worry about it. You can come back to this when you are. But that's what I invite you to do, is just to sit in a place and be comfortable. And you're going to close your eyes. And I know for those people who have a hard time visualizing, I'm going to try not to have you visualize or imagine. I want you to actually see the things that I'm going to ask you to see. But the first thing we're going to do is focus on our breath. When we focus on breathing, it's an automatic connection. And when you breathe in, I'm going to just give you this little background first. You can sit with your eyes closed. There's nothing you need to watch. But when you breathe in through your nose with your mouth closed, you breathe in through your nose. That brings into your body, it activates nitric oxide in your body. And that kind of opens your brain to new experiences. So that's one of the reasons that, among many, that we focus on our breath. But breathing in and focusing on our breath also helps us to be present for the moment. And with every visualization that I do, with every meditation I do, I suggest that you set the intention that there is nothing more important right now. There is nothing in the external experience. There's nothing in the world out there that is more important right now than understanding how to connect with your animal companion. And they're helping. They are right here with me right now, helping through all of this. So you close your eyes. And I want you to take 3 or 4 breaths, and you do it at your own pace. You breathe in through your nose. And you can exhale, doesn't matter, through your nose or your mouth, but just focus on that breath. Feel it coming into your body. Feel it going all the way through your body, just like oxygen would. Your cells do a happy dance when you breathe like this. When you breathe with intention, when you breathe with conscious awareness, your whole body activates. And our bodies are designed to be able to make these kinds of connections. So breathe in again, nice and deep. And I want you to allow all the muscles in your body to relax. Just really relax. And you don't have to do it one by one. You don't have to start at your forehead, go all the way down to your toes. I just want you to breathe in and allow your muscles to chill out. Just be. Let your shoulders slump, let your gut hang out, whatever. Cross or uncross your legs, doesn't matter. Just be completely comfortable, completely relaxed. Because you are naturally held. You are naturally held by the universe above, by the earth below. You don't have to do anything special to make that connection. It's always there. You are always there. And with your eyes closed, I just want you to see behind your eyes, like the inside of your eyelids. If you were looking at the inside of your eyelids, my dad always used to say that when he was napping, that he was just scanning his eyelids for pinholes. So just look at the back of your eyes. It's dark, but it's not scary. It's just dark. So you're looking at that darkness. And I want you to picture for yourself. You don't have to visualize it. I just want you to think of yourself as a child. What did you look like? What did you look like as a child? Just picture that right now. and hold that image there. Okay, you got it. I see what I was like as a little girl. You see what you were like as a little boy, whatever that may be. And then I want you to visualize yourself. Just think of yourself. What do you look like right now? What do you look like on any given day? Are you brunette? Are you blonde? What do you look like on any given day? Do you wear t-shirts? Do you wear workout clothes? Do you whatever you look like to yourself on any given day? That's what I want you to picture. Picture who you are. Now, this one will take some imagination. I want you to think about what could you look like? What might you look like 10 years from now? What will your face look like? What will your hair look like? Just what do you think you're going to look like? And maybe something really has changed for you and you can see what you look like from that future self. So picture what your future self possibly could look like. You can't get it right or wrong. And now I want you to take an imaginary, one more piece of imagination. Take an imaginary dry erase marker. You know those things like that are, or even an eraser that we used to use on chalkboards. A dry eraser that you would use on one of those whiteboards. And I want you to erase the picture of the child, erase what you think you look like, erase your future self, just a big, big, big erase it. Erase it all. Erase it all. It's gone. But guess what? You're still there, right? You're still there. None of those images are there, but you're still present. How does that work? How does that happen? So now, right now in your imagination, a mirror pops up, a big mirror, just a big mirror like you might get in a dressing room, a fitting room at a store. You got a big mirror right there. I want you to see yourself. What does your essence look like? What does that beautiful essence that just did that activity that isn't any of those things with legs and arms and skin and clothes and hair? What does your essence look like? Is it sparkly? Is it cloudy? I mean, what is that? What does your soul look like to you? Right there in that mirror, it's going to show itself. And it can be something different. Every single person is going to see something different. But you, the thing that is you, that will always was, is right now, and always will be. What do you look like? And now I'm just going to zip us back real fast. We're going to zip. We are just going to come right back and focus on our body, back to the present moment, because we're going to do this one more thing. All right, now my eyes have been closed the whole time. Who knows what my camera's been doing that whole time? I have a tendency to close my eyes when we do these meditations. Luke's mommy, good to see you. Okay, so if everybody has a visual of what their soul looks like, that's your soul. And you may not have seen anything but a mist. You may not have seen anything because even your soul doesn't have to have any physical form whatsoever. It's energetic. It is consciousness. It's awareness. And this is where we're getting a little trippy going down the rabbit hole. But this costume that we have chosen is not real. I mean, it's real. I can pinch myself. I feel myself. I can look at myself, but it's not me. It's not me. It's not who I am. So now we're going to do the same thing, but it can be so much quicker now. We do not have to go through any lengthy meditation. And I would love to know. So if anybody wants to put in the comments in just a moment what this is going to look like. We're going to do the same thing for our animal companions, but we're going to ask them. We're going to ask them. So you're just going to take a quick moment. And if you can, if you're in a place, you will get to the point where you don't need to close your eyes. But I'm going to think of Jack and Lucy and see what comes through to me. You're going to close your eyes and think about your animal companion. So whichever animal companion you would like to connect with, whether it's Pockets or Logan or Pudge or Phoebe or Scout or for me, Jack and Lucy, whichever animal companion you would like to connect with. And if there's more than one, it's perfectly fine. So you are going to close your eyes and you're going to picture what they looked like in the physical. So for me, Jack was a yellow lab. Lucy was a black lab. I can see them so clearly. I see them so clearly all the time. Lucy with her foodie face. Just picture the thing about them that you remember the most, and hold that image there in your mind. And then you take your dry erase marker and you just erase it. Erase it, erase it, erase it. And they think this is hilarious. You can just erase it, erase it, erase it. They might not let you erase it. They might like just keep showing their picture to you. But I want you to visualize that mirror there again. The mirror is going to pop up, and in that mirror is going to be what they look like. What does their soul look like? What is the very essence of them? What is their, if you could look at if they could let everything else go and you could see their love, see their loving soul, what would it look like? I I'm like, I'll share mine after. Oh my gosh, whatever comes through to you instantly, that's what it is. Whatever thing they send to you, that's what their energy looks like. It's what their soul looks like. And if you got something that is more physical, like I just did, then I'm going to use that as my sign. I'm going to know every single time that I see this, that it's them reminding me that their soul is everywhere. All right, so I'm going to lead us back again. We're just going to come back, open eyes, open your eyes. And if anybody wants to, I keep with the hands with the camera, it keeps doing something every time I use my hands. If anybody wants to comment what image they received from their animal companion, I would love to see what that is. Lucy sent me like the most brilliant rays of sunshine. It was it was like rays, like sun, like a sunburst. Maybe that's more of like what it is, a sunburst. Rays and rays of bright yellow sunshine. That's what I got from Lucy. So that's how she is interpreting her soul for me. So that if I want to know what her essence is like on the other side of life, it's not her little her black lab body and its waggy tail and her little foodie eyes. It's it's sunshine, pure sunshine. So I would love to know if what you guys, if anybody has, I don't see any comments going through, but that's okay. Nobody has to comment about that if you don't want to. That's totally optional. But that's what I kind of want you to get to. Even if you weren't able to get there through the imagination exercise, I want you to think about the fact that your beautiful animal companion is in a different form. It's not going to be a physical form. I'm just going to check a big chested bodyguard. Oh, very cool. See, they're going to send you messages. They're going to send you a visual of something that you can relate to. So that's cute. A big chested bodyguard. And what does Kali say? Gary looked like a galaxy, but only white and blue and bright blue colors. Beautiful. That is often what not the galaxy, but something very ethereal will come through. Even the sunshine, I think, is even more ethereal than physical. That's what will come through. A gorgeous male angel. Angels. We are going to talk about angels next week. I think it's going to have to be angels. I have been doing so much work with my angels and the things that angels have been sharing, including how angels are also ethereal, not just the winged, beautiful creatures that we think of. Anyway, I digress. Dana, I'm at work, but I tried to do it for Orange. Couldn't focus. But a goofy face of Snow White's dwarf. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. They're showing us something that we can relate to. Sometimes we can't relate to the misty white galaxy. So that's fantastic. I love it. Phoebe was a soft marbled ball with wispy ends. I'm loving this. You guys, this is exactly what I want you to do. So even if you are watching this, I'm going to say this not just for the people who are watching right now, even if it's 10 years from now and you try this exercise, you don't have to go through the whole process like I went through. I love to go through that kind of stuff. Close your eyes, breathe in, visualize yourself, erase yourself, visualize the mirror. You can right away just ask, show me. Please show me what you look like right now. And they'll show you. They will absolutely show you. Um, Okay, so let's answer some of these questions in thinking about what was our past life like, and did we have a past life with them, and how are they going to return to us? Are they going to look the same? Are they going to look different? How will we know it's them? Here's how you're going to know it's them. I'm just get to my next page of notes. You are going to be able to recognize them no matter what. No matter what, because their essence, their soul is a connection to you. It's a very specific, this is going to sound energy. I'm going to use the word energy. This is going to sound hairy fairy. It is an energy signature. It's an energy signature that is very distinct, and you don't have to go hunting for it, and you don't have to hope that you're going to remember it. You're going to know it instantly. You're going to know it instantly. It's just going to be there, and you're going to say, okay, I accept it. I accept this just as it is. And if Lucy wants to come to me as sunshine, I'm thrilled that every day that I get to walk out into the sunshine, that's how she has chosen to incarnate, is through the sun. And that every time I sit under the sun, is that why I am so drawn to the sun? Is that why I'm so gloomy when it's gloomy outside? Because I love the energy of her sunshine. Um, so that it's an energy signature. It is emotion, it's resonance. I've used the term before, vibration and frequency, very popular terms in the spiritual community, very popular terms when it comes to metaphysics and law of attraction. But you don't have to go in search of it. When you can, that's part of also what these exercises do. They get your body in harmony. They get your body to a frequency and a vibration that allows you to connect with their frequency and their vibration. And it's not just emotion either. It's true resonance. Like when something really resonates with you, when something gives you chills, you listen to a piece of music and it gives you chills all over your body. Um, that's resonance. So that's what we're going for, that resonance. So our souls have most likely been together before. I won't say always. I'm going to say most likely because relationships come and go. We have our like my beautiful Winston was only part of my physical life for 2 years, but it's very possible that Winston and I were connected long before that, and it doesn't have to go in chronological order, and it doesn't have to be right here on Earth. We're going to talk about the earthly relationships in just a second. But what it can be is that we have traveled many journeys together. We have traveled many galaxies together. We have traveled, there are probably places that we have gone with our animal companions. And when we're spirit, when we're essence, it doesn't matter. They don't have to have a leash. We don't have to have a leash. We don't have to be tethered. We don't have to have anything except our willingness to travel together, to be part of everything together. And where I'm going with this is that it doesn't have to be here on Earth, that we may be floating through the universe. We don't even know because our minds can't imagine it, or we can't even begin to picture what experiences that we're having. So let's focus then on the earthly ones. Because we can come back. Our little planet Earth, as much as we think that we're the center of everything, is not the center of everything by a long shot. We're one of a bazillion planets all throughout the universe. And we inhabit this particular planet with this particular experience, going through these particular things. And when they cross and when we cross, we can experience anything whatsoever. Time is not relevant. Time does not exist other than outside of Earth, not in the way that we think that it does. So we can, if we choose to, if we're together and we decide, all right, let's go back and experience what it really was like to walk with dinosaurs. Let's go and experience what it will be like when we no longer have to worry about fossil fuels and the way that we transport is instantaneous. Like we don't ever have to get behind the wheel of a car in order to get someplace different. I'm trying to come up with just funny little examples of the future. I have no idea what the future holds. So we can, once we leave our physical body, we can do anything we want. We've talked about this many, many times, that there are no rules. We are only the people who teach us things, myself included. Don't ever take anything I say as gospel. I want you to do, if you're called to research the way that I'm called to research, go listen to others who talk about similar things, who talk about similar topics. Get a difference of opinion, and then come to conclusions for yourself about what your life is like. I am so free now. I feel so free now that I know that there is nothing outside of my I mean, this little existence, all right, yeah, we're having an okay time. There's been some ups, there's been some downs. I now understand that I have a much greater capacity to create the direction that my life flows, and I want to change things as I go forward in this physical existence in this particular costume. But I really look forward to, and I look forward with anticipation to the time when I can like create something completely new. And when I get to the other side, um, maybe this little physical being here right now wants to see Jack and Lucy as dogs, but I think I want to see them as they want to be seen. I want to see them as they choose to be seen. And I look forward to what that experience is going to be. And then where we can go from there, where we can go from there. And can I remember the future? Um, there, yeah, there's all kinds of my mind goes down all kinds of directions when I think about the possibilities and the potential and this beautiful existence that we have can be a bigger part of. Um, but that doesn't mean that we can't return here. So we can return here. We can ask them to return here. I've talked about reincarnation before, that it can be a co-creation because that essence is the bigger part of us exists outside of the physical planet Earth. And when we can connect with their essence and ask them to come back to us, and we can together create what that experience is going to look like. Um, you may get a sense that it's a puppy. You may get a sense that like I am drawn to senior dogs, and I feel compelled to nurture senior dogs and special needs dogs. And is that because my Jack and Lucy are giving me that inspiration because they are able to come through clearly through those animal companions? So, what kind of experience would, if they want to have something, would they come back while I'm still in this body? But what we really want to know is what kind of like other earthly lives have we experienced? The history of Earth is really cool. The history of Earth is amazing, and we came here to experience it. So let's remember what those things were. Were we back here as in ancient times, in ancient Egyptian times, in ancient Mesoamerica? Were we here even before that? Were we all at one time dinosaurs? Because there's no rules. There's no rules. We could be anything and anything that we ever wanted. What did we experience and how did we experience? Were we ancient aliens that came here to help create what we've got here? Don't know. But how do you figure out then? So how do you know? That's the last thing I'm going to kind of wrap this up with. I'm just gonna check some comments real quick. Um, The camera follows you. Neat. Yeah, except that if I right? I know. That is hilarious. The things that, yeah, the things that get our attention. Dark blue with millions of bright silver lights. Beautiful. I think that when we get those types um, of visuals, I can't say for sure, right? I just can't say for sure. I won't know until I cross to the other side if what I'm feeling is right. But I just get a sense that those things, like someone once described their essence to me as a lava lamp. Um, Somebody who's watching this video described their essence to me as a lava lamp, and I just think that's so cool. Just such a cool thing. Just this energy that just moves and flows and is vibrant colors. And I would like to be a lava lamp, but um, I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh, just looking that I think that these effervescent type ethereal descriptions may be what our soul actually looks like, or at least the only visual that we can understand. Um, a unique feeling in your heart. Yes, this resonates. Okay. I'm hoping that's what I'm saying is resonating. Sometimes when we talk about these things that are really metaphysical and hard to put a concept on, I can only trust that the people who are meant to hear them will hear them, and those who say wackadoodle, that they don't listen. But I'm still a dinosaur when it comes to technology. Oh, that's funny. I always describe that low tech woman, high tech world. But we have to get used to this. By the way, I just ordered a book. I will tell you, I'm looking around for it. I just ordered it. It won't come till tomorrow. It's Deepak Chopra. something digital dharma, and it is about how we need to start it. AI is not going away. Technology is not going away unless there's something that was going to, like, if our planet were to go through some kind of major shift, which it may, if anybody has been following the Apophis event, which is supposed to happen in 2030. And then I was, it's so funny. This is so off topic, but maybe it's not. I was watching a video of someone who I follow. His name's Andy Dooley, who's talking about the year 2027. That 2027 is going to be the year that we finally understand that there are beings outside of our existence that have been with us all this time. 2030 is the Apophis event, when the asteroid is going to come close to Earth. So there are all kinds of potential things that could impact our planet. But for the time being, technology is an important part of what we do. So how do we embrace it? And how do we how do we partner with technology to help us have a better understanding of even our way in the world, and our fit, where we fit within the universe. Sunsets. I felt him in a sunset a few days ago. That's so beautiful too. Yep, sunsets. Very tech challenged. Aren't we hilarious? Oh, we are just a funny little group, aren't we? That's okay. That's why I say that when you come to watch these videos, you get what you get. Like, this is me, and this is what we get. I don't do anything fancy. I don't do anything extra special, because, there are lots of channels like that. There are lots of channels where everything's all nicely organized and the lighting is all perfect and everything goes according to script. And that, yeah, I'm not that. That's not me. I'm not that person. So I'm just like you guys. I am just like you guys. So, okay. What was I going to go with? How do you know what your past life was like? So if you really want to know what your past life was, because it can be anything, and I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole with talking about Akashic records and like how so many people think they're Joan of Arc and other people think they're Napoleon, and because that's not where we're going with this. To ask what kind of past life you have with your animal companion before, it takes a little bit of meditation. So you're going to do something similar to the exercise that I just did. You're going to sit down someplace where you can be free from distraction. You're going to turn off your cell phone. You're going to turn off your computer. You're going to just be someplace where you can sit and be quiet. And you set that intention that nothing is more important than helping get this message from your animal companion. And then you close your eyes if you choose. I end up always closing my eyes. You close your eyes, you visualize them, invite them in. It's barely going to take an invitation because they're already jumping through the window trying to get with you. Invite them in, and you can ask them to show you. Ask them to show you. And then whatever comes through, you write it down. You write it down so that you don't discount it. And then they'll show you. It could be images, it could be feelings, it could be like a sensation that you're in a forest. It could be a sensation that you were walking through the forest keeps coming up for me. Or it could be very futuristic. It can be something that you don't expect. So be wide open to whatever it is that they want to help show you. And then we have lived many lives, as many as we want, we have lived, and as many as we want to continue living, we can. So there are people who say, I see this every time. There are people, when I ask the question, if you could come back, if you could reincarnate, would you? And what do you think the usual answer is? No effing way. Nope, not coming back. Thank you. Once was enough. Not doing this right again. Except when we understand now, part of this awakening process is understanding that we can, we don't ever have to come back this way again. We don't ever have to go through trauma and suffering ever again. There are so many videos out there right now. It's really starting to, except maybe I was going to say starting to irritate me, but I think that it might be also part of the awakening process. There are people who are constantly like, there are spiritual, I don't like the word guru either, but there are some self-proclaimed gurus. I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in putting people on a pedestal. Please don't ever put me on a pedestal. I'm a human being. But these people will say, where did I go with that now? With these icons saying, oh, that the human condition is suffering, and that if we don't suffer, we don't grow. I think we have outgrown suffering. I think we're past it. I think that's why so many of us feel the way that we do, because we're done. We're over it. I have conversations. I will use the G word because it's convenient. God. I have conversations with the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, spirit, whatever that higher power is for you. I don't even like the term higher power. Whatever that being is for you that created this thing that we're in. I have conversations all the time, and I say, okay, that was really interesting. Uh, was it worth the ride? Not 100% sure. How about we change that? How about together we change that? And that is how I came to this channel. That's how I came to do SoulPet, because I said, you know what? Seeing people tormented after their animal companion has crossed, we don't need that anymore. We don't need it. Our animal companions have come to help, to be with us. They come to be by our side. They come to sometimes teach us, often teach us. They come to be partners. And how can we better? This is the conversation. How can we, me and God, how can we better deal with this? Like, there's got to be a better way, and that's what drives me forward every single time. And of course, it's Lucy. Lucy's the one who came through right away, to show me how to do this. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning, and I'm still figuring it out. But where I'm going is, you aren't stuck in this place, and you aren't stuck in a place of grief, and you can connect with your animal companion, and you can ask them to show you amazing things, and you can ask them to help you heal, because when you can heal, then you can be a partner with them still. You can remember that they are right there with you, and not just the cat that you can feel as a ghost walking through your legs. That's a beautiful feeling. I felt it. I felt a cat jump onto my, it was Scout, if I'm not mistaken. I felt a cat jump onto my chest when there was no cat there. It's amazing. I love it. I love those things. But more than anything, I want to be able to connect with them on a soul level and understand that we are raising each other up, and we are becoming more. We have been through the depths of despair with our grief, and we are coming out the other side, and we are coming out different. We're coming out changed. We can't go through these things and not come out on the other side as a completely different soul. And that, I have no idea where all that just came from, because that was not anywhere in my notes. So Lucy, Jack, whoever, Logan, Pudge, whoever was inspiring me just then to say all those things. I'm going to take a quick look at comments, and then I'm going to let you guys go. And let me just look at my notes real quick to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, I wrote myself, encourage journal or art reflection. I like the art reflection. You can ask your animal companion to show you where you've been, to show you where you're going to be, to show you like what kind of past lives you've had together. But if you really want to see their soul essence, I encourage you to draw it. Now, I would attempt to draw like with a pen and paper. I'm not the best artist, but I can do a little bit. But I'm going to use Canva, I think, to draw what I saw of Lucy, to draw what I saw of myself. I know what I saw myself as. I called it cotton candy, sparkly cotton candy. With a glow. Anyway, so for that, I may have to use like a graphic to see if I can find a design that looks something like it. But the sunshine, I could draw the rays of sunshine easily. So do a little bit of art reflection. If you're not somebody who likes to do the automatic writing like I do and journal with a pen and paper, try to draw what you saw and see if that doesn't also bring forth for you a memory, an understanding of where you were or where you're going to be with your animal companion. And perhaps that one time you were the horse and they were the person, which is a very distinct possibility that you switch roles, or do all kinds of different things. You could have been brother and sister kittens. There's no, you could be anything. You could have been anything, but they're going to be the ones who can guide you to show you. All right. Last thing I'm going to see, I'm going to check the comments one last time. I think it would be possible for multiple people to have been the same person in a previous life. That's true, Kali. We haven't really talked about that in this group. I go way down the rabbit hole if you join me in the psychic development class, but that's part of the Akashic records. The Akashic records, it's just a metaphysical term for the memory of the universe. The universe remembers every experience ever of everybody who ever existed and ever will exist. It's all there. And that energy, so let's use Joan of Arc. That Joan of Arc energy was such a strong energy and such a strong memory. So think of your own self. You remember some things, you forget others, but if there's a really strong memory, you remember it and you'll always remember it. So that's kind of like what that is. And her energy was, using Joan of Arc, the energy was so strong that if we reach out to it, we know what it feels like to have lived as Joan of Arc, to have been burned at the stake. We know what that feels like. Um, if we sense that that's where we've been, and multiple people can access that same energy. um, that's that's just kind of the way that works, before without going way too down the rabbit hole for you guys. um, the reason I'm loving AI, because I can describe what I'm picturing in my mind and AI will create it. Cheryl, absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't wait to learn a little bit more from this book that I ordered, Digital Dharma, because what Deepak Chopra is saying is that you can develop you can communicate with AI in a way that they can take all the stuff, like my mind goes all these places, will take all this stuff and put it in a way that you can, that is meaningful, that you get. Anyway, okay, so that's all I've got for now. If there's any questions or anything, you guys don't hesitate to. What's the book? It's called Digital Dharma, Dharma, Digital Dharma, written by Deepak Chopra. And I think it's about a year old. I didn't even see it. So when these things, when you're ready, the teacher appears. I didn't even know that it existed until just this morning. I'm tech savvy, self-taught, going to make short stories for YouTube with my past pets as characters. Do it. Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, absolutely do it. If we could get, there are so many canned videos on YouTube. We need real people out there saying real things, sharing real stories. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Go for it. I'm glad you're tech savvy. My friends, it's been a great evening. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to each of you who support each other as we navigate this journey of grief and learning and awakening and just having a continued relationship with our animal companions. I love you guys so much. Have a great night. And I will see you guys out. Until then, until the next time that I see you, may animals light your way. Take care, guys.